What's up, beautiful people? In today's lessons, we are going to learn how to connect different HTML page between them and allows user doing or make interaction like this. For example, if I am on the home page, I can click another link. This is known as link, and for example, go to the post pages and see the corresponding post page. And if I click on about, we are redirect to about us page information. This is pretty simple, so don't worry, it's not involved complex programming logic. Is something used pretty common in HTML programming, and let's dive into the code. As you can see, guys, we have three different HTML files. This is important because maybe the old web programming context or environment is not common contain all the information in just one page. As any example, in YouTube you have the home page, you have the I specify creator content page, your subscriber page, and so on. For example, if in this page that is a pretty basic page, we are so used to share different information, like is better organize all that information in different parts of the application and allows user to just navigate to them. In this particular case, we are going to talk about the semantic importance and also the functional part that allows us, like developers, to redirect user to another web page. So let's expand this, and as you can see, we have a lot of HTML tags, and I'll try to remark again that this course, the most important topic is semantic HTML. The semantic HTML is so important, and maybe you guys are getting boring because it's something that I used to talk in all videos, but this is the most important topic because HTML are only HTML tags, but also the semantic relevance is important to create correct web page following specific standards. So that's why the semantic relevance is so important in HTML context. In this particular case, you already know, guys, that header is used to contain the most important information about the specific context, because header can use just right there or in other level like just right there. That doesn't matter, but when use header directly with body, this allows specify the all information about the web page. This is pretty used to contain the navigation bar that allows user to travel around all different pages in the particular application. In other hand, we have nav. Nav has a semantic importance because allow to contain all that links that redirect to other page or paths in the page, so section with navigation links. In other hand, we used to use unordered list or list in general that allows maybe organize each link in a semantic way that helps to web browser, and you already know that Google web crawler to say, you are you just right there, you are specify the all the links in a unordered list. But in this particular case, we are not to cover the unordered or ordered list. Is just a specific way to use links. In other hand, all this is not necessary to have work particular anchors. We can use anchors in any part because, as you can see at the beginning of the course, we use the hidden one even without all this boilerplate or even all this web page. We just only have to put something like that, the anchor, and in the href, that is the reference or the file or the link we are going to send the user. Maybe we are going to send the user to a page that doesn't exist, like I don't exist.html. HTML is important because we are specifying we are just saying, okay, please send the user to this particular page. And if we save this and reload the web page, we are don't see nothing because we have to specify or give content to the anchor tag. In this case, maybe just right there, because yeah, HTML tags are tags per se, and we have to include information to make that tags just appear in this case or be shown. So if we reload again, you see just right there using this particular style, and if we click, we are going to be sent to another web page, but the file doesn't exist. So that's how it works really. Anchors, and it's not a big deal. It's just know where we can send the user and create, I don't know, 10, 12, any web page you want. So that's the magic per se. So maybe if we go to the other pages, as you can see, we only have main, heading 1, paragraph, footer, etc. If we go to another page, we have to repeat the same content. We're using just this part, the body, header. If we want to if we want to give the user the navigation bar again, we have to copy and paste that navigation bar in each HTML page, because we are talking about a different page. So in this particular situation, if we remove that and if only left the navigation bar just in index, but if we remove this in post, so user cannot go back or go to another pages. Like if we go to post, post doesn't have a navigation bar, and you can go to another pages. Even if you know how the web page are called, you can change the path in the URL, and maybe if we put index.html, we can return, and also we can use the go back with the web browser tool, and that's all. So it's not a big deal, but you have to understand that we are talking about on a different page, so you have to put the same information in other page if we want to if you want to maybe persistent specific information like header or footer. Maybe the main is the only information that change between pages, and the same happens with about HTML. About has the same head section, the header, and the main is different, but the footer is the same. I don't know why I say footer, but you understand me, guys. Maybe if you ask me, this is not the definitive way to make web page, but if you upload these files to a server, maybe, I don't know, soychristian.com/index, you can see this on all the internet in a global context, and everyone on internet can search your page and see the content. Is maybe the most simplified way to create an HTML page. You can upload this and show to the world your amazing web page, and maybe this is some magic. So maybe in coming episodes, in future episodes, in following episode, whatever, I'm going to share how to maybe try to host this in a remote server, and you can share your web page with others because it's not something expensive. It's cheap. It's cheaper, so don't worry about that. I would like to find any tools. Don't worry, I'm going to find that tool and share it with you guys. In other hand, I maybe recommend improve the file distribution in this context, because personally I don't like use it in this way: index HTML, about HTML, post HTML. Why? Because in the future we are going to use index CSS, index JS. For example, I'm going to create an example files like style CSS. But what's happening if I want to give styles to about? So I have to create another call about CSS. And what's happening if you have, I don't know, 50 or 100 page? Well, that's the big deal. So the solution is just create folders depending on which web page you are working on, and contain all the resource related with this particular page, because I already said that each HTML is a singular page. So a singular page can have their only styles, their only JavaScript logic, their only images, videos. So that's something that I highly recommend. So we are going to apply that, and this is easy because if we want to create about page, we only have to just take this and move to the about folder. And if we are going to create about post, so we are going to create this post folder and move into the post HTML. But we have to change all this particular href reference, because, well, the logical maybe location change. If we try to reload the page and go to post, well, we don't have post. Right now we have the folder post, and inside that folder we have post HTML. And this well, there is another recommendation, and is always use index HTML, because when you use index HTMLs, web browsers are going to look for this particular file name and show that information. So if you already name a folder like post, so the file is not necessarily called or have the same name. Instead, use index HTML, because you are talking, or you are saying, this is the main resource that the web browser are going to show to user when they travel to the post folder. So that's normal. It's like, for example, if I want to go to, I don't know, about, if I use about, they show me a file explorer, and that's not recommend. As you can see, the Google Chrome web browser show me a web browser, like a file browser, because we are talking about CSS or about HTML. But let's look what happened if I try to go to post folder, and if we change about with post, you see, well, the same thing. I don't know why, but in other contexts, web browsers, well, maybe that's why, because I am not using a live server at all. So I also take approach of that, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install a live server and use it. But in this particular case, we have to specify the index HTML, but is something normal. So let's just fix this index HTML. You also can call this index, and let's install a live server, because it's something like I always forget. And you maybe open the extension tab in Visual Studio Code and look for a live server. If we see, we have this extension that you are going to install, like 52 million downloads, so it's easy to find out. And well, once it's installed, we are going to run this in this particular page. So let's go to the main index HTML and click in this section, go live, click to run live server and starting the HTML server. So once the server is started, we have maybe the same result, but that's not at all, because maybe if we change this, automatically reload the page. For example, if I go to the welcome to and put maybe an exclamation mark and save, the page automatically reloads and show the content refreshed. And also, if we use post, we can use, okay, if we use the folder post, the server automatically send us to the post slash index.html. But as you can see, index.html is not necessary because we are talking about the particular folder. But if I change, let me test something. If I change post with other name like post, and as you can see, reload, and it is not longer show me the index.html directly. Instead, show me the file browser, and I click on post and I have to write post.html. That's why I highly recommend use the index.html, and each particular web page save them in a specific folder. So if we want to correct this, we have to put something like this. For example, the current and about. No, this is the post, and maybe we can specify post slash index.html. This works, but if you want to simplify the process, let me return to the main page and go post. Yeah, we are using the post index HTML, but if you change this and only put the folder, it also works, because I already say you guys that if you only post the post but the file name is called like in index HTML, the web browser look for that particular file. So let's go post again, and as you can see, we are looking, or well, we are seeing the post page. So the same with this. So let's change this with about, and maybe if you want to go back in this particular case, you are only have to change or return one folder using this notation. And if you want to see post, you have to return or go back a folder and select the post. And maybe this could be redundant because we are talking about the same web page, but you only put the current file, so it's not a big deal. And the same with the post. In post, you can remove index.html and go back to the main root. In the post, we are currently in the post, so we can point to the actual folder. And in about, we have to go back and remark about folder. Once the job is done, let's go back to the web page, and as you can see, we have home, we have post, we have about, and we are not talking about the file's name directly. We are using only the folder's location. We are no longer talking about index.html or post.html or about.html. I hope this video was helpful, because I think we cover the most important topics about when we are starting to learn HTML. We see how travel around different web page. We also install the live server and use maybe a simulation about how a real server works. and also, well, understand this logic that is not a big deal. You only have to create different folders depending how many pages do you want in your in your application, in your web application, in your page, etc. So maybe I would like you guys little exercise, and maybe, I don't know, maybe let's create news portal web where we are going to have a main page that maybe give the welcome to the users, and also we have a section where we are going to show the user our news about, I don't know, maybe you can create or make fake news. Well, fake news sounds weird, but you already know, something that doesn't happen in real life, or something that happened in your city, in your country. And let's practice how travel around web page, because this is the most important basis in web development, that is connect different pages. So I hope this video was helpful, and see you guys in the next time. Bye bye.